Welcome back, everybody. This is Grace, and this is episode 3 of the From Nothing series. So, I told you I was going to go for 2 armors, and that is true. But first, I was feeling a little lonely in my battles, with just retro Twilly staring me in the face. So what I did is I've gotten the temporary Dark Claw weapon, which has a Dracopyre trigger, and I also got the Galanoth guest. And now what I'm going to do is, you guys might know exactly where I'm going, but I was a little lonely, Retro Twilly said he was lonely, and so what we're going to be, Jesus, no skip option? You may know where we're going, but we're going to one of my favorite places, Fate of the Uncreated, Forgotten Memories. Now, this quest, last episode, you guys actually massively voted to have me keep reading the quest dialogue, and I think that's great. I think that's lots of fun. That being said, I simply will not be doing that for this quest because it's just annoying. Also, you might notice I have the basic fist weapon and the invisibility cloak weapon. That is just so I can more conveniently screenshot items and put them in the thumbnail and whatnot. So, no real reason, just makes it a little easier. Also, things I never knew, the snow globe glows when it's triggered, so you could use this as an easy way to see what's undead. But with that being said, I'm going to speed up this footage, and I'm going to speed up taking on the boss Nightbane because his only mechanic is element swapping. Well, actually he has a couple. He's immune to void damage, he is immune to all statuses, except backlash, various things, but his main thing is a void attack that restores HP, and 217. What the hell? Price has gone up. Have y'all ever seen a guest cost 217 SP before? Is he overcharged or something? Jesus Christ. Anyways, not relevant. He just swaps between dark and fire, and then does a void based on missing health every once in a while. That life steals. So he's not a complicated boss. Retro Golden makes it so you don't have to swap elements for his SP attack. If you don't have Retro Golden, just go into Dark Armor, and when he does SP, do his fire attack, or fire armor and shield. I don't think Night Zard is an undead. We can check with the snow globe, and it's not. Which means I should go to Student's Robe and use Chieftain's Ironthorn. Anyways, I have this Dark Mist now though, so it doesn't matter that it's not undead, I'll be okay anyways. But, as I was saying, what I meant to do was speed up this clip, but instead I just talked about speeding it up for 45 seconds. So now, I'm gonna speed it up. See you guys at the end. Now, you might be thinking, Grace, why did you randomly slow down for fighting a vampire warrior? Well, you'll notice I got hit for 600 there, and importantly, I wasn't wearing the retro golden shield. I was being lazy, I was going too quick, I didn't have set inventory before battle on, so he was hitting against my 90 or 100, I can't even remember, light resistance. Yeah, 90. And he hit me for 600, so I only had 1200 HP. If he had crit, it could have killed me. And what you've been looking at now is my main account. I wanted to know if I could have died. So I went back to some other vampire warriors, specifically from the Queen of Hearts quest. And I just let them wail on me for a while. And you can see, but I got crit for 1100 once or twice. I got hit for 700 base damage. So I'm pretty sure with how wide the AQ damage range is, usually from 50% damage to 150% damage, I definitely could have died from this basic monster, which would have been embarrassing. So I'm going to have to play a lot more carefully, and a lot smarter, and just a lot more patient if I'm going to keep this account alive a long time. But with that being said, back to the video, I just wanted to showcase this getting chanced by a basic monster. Good grief. Okay, we're back. Nightbane defeated. Not even a challenge. Wait till you see my Avoid Nightbane video, which I've been promising I'd edit and haven't touched for the last 6 months. My fault, homie. No, but the reason we did this quest, if you didn't catch my joking about Retro Twilly being lonely earlier, is because we're gonna buy the Call Twilly spell. I was tempted to buy the Claw Club. I'll be honest, I was real tempted. But a pure healing guest is just extremely reliable. But then again, the Claw Club. Hold on, I'm gonna pause while I think about this. Okay, so I've given it about 30 seconds of thought, which is probably not enough, but Call Twilly is a pure healing guest. It can do earth damage or healing. Just one or the other, nothing special. Which is great. Healing is very powerful, and I am going to be training Charisma before I go and get these next 2 armors, so I was really looking forward to it. But the Claw Club is just cool. It summons Nightbane, and he can either do earth damage, or he attacks and heals based off the damage he deals. So overall his healing is lower than Twilly, but you can boost it with Elevuln, you can boost it with Neko, and it's just a lot more interesting than Call Twilly, which you guys have seen 100 times. Now there are definitely downsides to the Claw Staff, or Claw Club, so I could be making a mistake here, but I'm going to lock it in. Earth Weapon, solidified, Nightbane Claw Club, and we're leaving Twilly behind. So Retro Twilly is going to have a new friend now. A new friend, which I'll just show you guys how he works, in case you haven't seen him before, although I hope you have from Chris07's awesome videos. That homie uses the Claw Club a lot, or used to back in the day. But here we are, Nightbane summoned, awesome animation. And you can click his head here to drain the health from your foe. That didn't used to exist, if I'm not mistaken. That's new. But you'll see what happens is he's going to do a 4-hit attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom, heal me. Now that was weak as hell, but I don't have Charisma trained. So let's hope I don't regret this decision and I can use this guest. with that being said, the next clip you're going to see is me transitioning to get ready for a certain quest. Alright, back on the warrior, and this is what we're going to be doing today. First, we're going to be grabbing a reliable no-drop weapon. I don't want that random element messing me up at a crucial moment because we're going to be taking on a pretty awesome quest. So I told you we were going for an armor, 2 armors in fact. And you know what? I lied. We're going for 1 armor and 1 weapon, which can compress an armor. Now specifically what I'm going to be doing is getting the Seal of Primal Shadows weapon. That's in the Ultimon's Fortress Part 4. And part of the reason I'm doing this is because, well, there's a lot of reasons. I'll get into that after I read the quest dialogue. For anyone who hasn't played Ultimon or the Shadow Saga, all the context you need, I'll give you in the next 20 seconds. So, Lord Various was AQ's writer. He's probably one of AQ's most liked writers. He really liked his humble character design and relaxed philosophy, keeping in track with the game's previous lore. But he built up the Shadow universe. There's Mother, there's the Shadow Storm, there's Ultimon, all these Shadow villains. They're Shadow villains, don't worry about it too much. And we're here to stop them, obviously, as the good guy. It's good to be home. I hope the Lorians don't mind if I bring along a few friends. He's got the goons, it's a war, he's back. I know, I can feel him, and he can no doubt feel us out here waiting for him. He's brought some very powerful shadows with him this time too. I'll go get the guy and his adventure allies to come help us. A good plan. I'll try to organize some of the resistance to keep them confined to the castle grounds for the time being. But I suspect this war will not be as easy as our last. The shadows in there are considerably stronger than normal. And we'd better hope that the heroes prepared for some challenging battles. I'm fairly confident that he can handle himself against these monsters. It's Ultimon himself I'm worried about. Can't you deal with that problem? Perhaps, but I doubt that Mother would be happy to see her children fighting to the death. She's generally not fond of fighting them at all. Besides, you're capable. I know the adventurers of Battleon will find a way. If you're wrong, then we're going to have a very large mess on our hands. And I only have paws, so you're doing all the cleaning. Great joke, Adventure Quest. Good one. If I'm wrong, then I'll simply drag the hero back out of Death's domain so I can punish him myself. We're almost not. I heard we got instant revive. I actually don't know what these are. I think these are situational boss fights you can pick, or cutscenes. Either way. Oh, you know what? I gotta check the info subs. Okay, so I forgot this bit, but the gigantic shadow brought throughout lore is still there, and this isn't even its final form. You'll need to weaken something that big step by step if you hope to take it down. So let's first do the giant shadow. That New Age warrior is proving more problematic than I imagined. It seems I should have killed him properly when we last met. No matter. I'll deal with this little nuisance now so we can be off to conquer the rest of lore. No, I'm afraid you're going to be staying here a while longer. I would prefer not to fight you, however. Why not? Because I want the hero to defeat you at your best. I know that will vex you more than anything else. Your faith is most certainly misplaced, but it amuses me. Very well, I'll wait right here. The hero will never reach me anyways. I already have an alternative strategy in place. Hold on, let me make sure I have ready inventory before battle turned on. Whoa, what is that thing? A very large shadow creature. Thanks, but I can see that much. I was trying to ask exactly how you guys managed to get that big. Ordinary shadow creatures typically live in the top levels of the shadow universe, but they lack basic freedoms that you enjoy here. So often, the stronger ones will fight their way into the lower levels, where they can escape some of those restrictions. Problem is, the lower levels of the shadow universe are much more brutal lands. Only the strongest shadows tend to survive, the rest get eaten. Unless I missed my guess, that shadow over there has been eating pretty well. Your world is really morbid, you know that? Duh, why do you think I prefer to live here? Got any plans? Smack it really hard until it surrenders? I take that as a no then. Sigh, here goes. Okay, so the Shadow Colossus, pretty old boss. It's a shadow monster, you know how it is. We are going to be going for light armor with the dark defensive misc. And I actually forgot to untrain my luck and put it in charisma, but we should be okay either way. Start with the defensive misc. Let's see, I think I should be good here. Let's see. I haven't tested this fight, so I don't know for sure if I'll be able to take him on. But give it our best shot. Ooh, 400. Stomp has you seeing stars, but you shake it off. Nice. So he's got a stun mechanic. Should be a little bit of a problem, but unless he chain CCs me, which he can't really do because he's got, he requires SP to use it, I should be good. But with that being said, it's going to be a really basic kill. I could use the harm skill, but I think he has built-in harm resistance, so I'm not going to bother. So I'll speed up the rest of this clip and let you guys get to the end. Okay, very nice. I forgot to mention, that guy, you kill him before his whole HP bar goes down. There's a lore reason. What happened? Did that really work? Not entirely. It's not dead, it's just trying to shift into a different form. A shadow that large will take a very time to reassert itself into a solid form, so while it's busy with that, you should get back to fighting Ultimon's army. Right. Now I fight the shadow reforms. I've always wondered something about you. Suddenly becoming talkative, are we? Not really, just curious. You're going to be sorely disappointed when I don't tell you anything then. I have no reason to give you information about myself. Nor do you have any reason to be here. You continue to interfere in the affairs of shadows even though you are a mere human. Why? That's rather dishonest. You know full well that I am not a mere human. True. But that still doesn't explain why you bother to keep this balance job of yours. That much you also already know the answer to. I do it because Mother asked me to. Again, Mother refers to like the super shadow, storm, monster, uber shadow thing. And apparently it's both of their mothers. It would be awfully nice if that thing could reform into something that's more reasonable sized. I doubt you're going to get that lucky. Fine then, I'll deal with this. Shadow Serpent. Oh, backlash. Okay. I guess we'll see. Oh, pretty high MRM too. Or a little bit high. Shadowy tendrils have entangled you. Imagine, entangle in 2024. Ha ha ha. Am I right? No, but should be pretty much the same type of kill, except should be a lot faster, because I'll be hitting twice as hard on that 100 fire resistance. And given the damage intake I was taking last fight, I don't think... Oh, what the hell was that? Interesting. Is that... What damage am I taking? Am I taking backlash from my counterattack? No. Oh, it's the shadowy entanglement. So, some entangle statuses, they made them also do damage. They kind of removed that feature from most of them that I know of. Like Poutine Golem now does 0 damage no matter what. For example, but apparently this one still does damage on the entangle proc, so good to know. But I also seem to be backlashing counterattacking the entangle damage, which means the entangle damage is a monster attack, or am I counterattacking the hit but it delays to the end of the attack? I don't think that happens normally. I'm also counterattacking it every time, which I didn't think was supposed to happen. So I've got some questions. And no answers. I'll keep it real. But with that being said, I'll speed up the rest of this fight and let you guys see the end. Nice. That one wasn't long at all. That 100% resistance and half the HP bar really made it go a lot faster. It's still not dead? How much abuse can this thing take? Never mind that, we have another problem. Ultimon's army seems to have no end. Those portals keep producing more shadows. And I'll just close those portals myself. You think you can handle that? No problem, so long as your order can keep the monsters busy while I'm closing them. I think that can be arranged. So the way this quest works, you have to do these two, and then you can finish the quest. So that's what we're going to do now. So that's it then? You're just a slave to your mother's commands? Not any more so than you. I am independent. I've grown strong because I fought and consumed the weak. It seems to bother you greatly that I have reverence for your mother, or perhaps what bothers me is that she sees anything in someone like you, when I am clearly her strongest child. Oh, is that all this is? So then you're simply a little child with parent issues? I wonder if they just didn't want to put mommy issues in, like, text format. You know? I mean, this was, like, what, 2014, but still. Who knows? Who can say? Not me. Oh, when he starts swinging. The armor attack animation, I really like. That's the armor's attack animation. Beautiful, in my opinion. In a few moments, she won't be able to. Save it. I told you before, didn't I? I'm not going to fight you. I want you at full strength. After all, I don't want you making excuses for your weakness when the hero sends you crying back to mother. Doesn't look like it's picking a nice solid shape this time. That probably means it's weakened significantly from your previous fights. Finish it off, the hero. And here we are with the Shadow Storm. Some history. I believe this is the fight that was infamous for being, like, nearly unbeatable back in the day. When it came out in the Void, perhaps? I don't remember exactly the circumstances. But it had like 500 HP regeneration. It did a lot of damage. The choke was real significant. I think it still heals itself. I wasn't paying attention. It might have just healed itself. Oh. I think it did. Yeah, I don't know if I can outdamage that, to be honest. I didn't plan for that. But I got Celerity from Lucky Strike. I got Dazed or something. I don't know. Oh, from the Fear. Okay, 25% Fear. Interesting. Another Lucky Break. Listen, it's hard to be goated, but it's what it is. I'm literally that guy. I changed it to FO mode with the Golden Fury toggle because I'm not really outputting enough damage. Dude, another Celerity? I'm literally nuts. That being said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill this thing. I defy the stun. Nice. So this stat revamp is actually really helping out. I get the Lucky Strike, or the Lucky Break, will help with the choke and the fear. The endurance helps with the fear as well. So in theory, it should be way easier than it used to be. But still 25% fear. Okay, we're good. I don't need the pet healing. Oh, there we go. Elemental empowerment from eating that choke, so now I do more damage. I don't really need the Twilly, and it just takes animation time, so I don't want to bother. Yeah. I also don't really need the snow globe, because it doesn't do much damage. It does a little bit of damage, but again, we get another Lucky Break. This is why I'm a little bit questionable about how balanced Lucky Breaks are, because first of all, they're hella RNG, but when they hit, and they just like trivialize the fight, you know? Like I'm getting Celerity instead of stunned. Like I've had 2 turns more than I've gotten stunned. And I've had, not the same with Alien Power, but I don't know. It's real strong. But as you can see, we are out damaging the regen just a little bit. Turn back on Golden Fury. Should kill him in 2 turns or so. You know, I could use the weapon skill, actually. There we go. Finish it off with the claw attack. Very nice. We turn off my music. Very distracting. And awesome. We get... Is that 1,000,000 gold? Ooh, I can use that gold. I can use that. Very nice. Alright. clean things up around here, LB. I've got to take care of Ultimon. I'm here. Good timing. You've made it further than I anticipated, but this is where it ends. Finally, we agree on something. Do you really think you have the strength to beat me? Your army is gone. I think you're already beaten, whether or not my attacks didn't down you or not. Armies can be rebuilt easily. There are always more weaklings to fill the ranks. So long as the original Lorians survive, their shadows can be replenished with enough time. Besides, you have yet to see the true nature of my plan. What do you mean? I don't know. What? Why did he just kill himself? I'm not entirely sure, but the death of such a powerful shadow will undoubtedly have ramifications. Our only hope is that this is truly the end of Ultimon's schemes. He does not know there's a finale quest after part 4. Silly goose. The alternative is too frightening to imagine. To be concluded. Excellent work defeating Ultimon. Let's hope that's the last we hear of him. Click the chest like those old quests, get the war reward. Awesome. So there's 2 things in this shop, and both are actually not so bad. One is the Chiaro symbiote pet. It's light dark, random element, and attacks every 3 turns, and has a chance to daze you and the monster. But the main thing it does is 15% incoming damage reduction from all sources, which is really nice. And it's not based on charisma, so if I wasn't going to retrain charisma later, I'd probably grab this pet. But what we're here for is the Seal of Primal Shadows. Click the blade to swap between magic and melee, or the hilt to summon the shadow powers. Summon the shadow's power as your own. It looks pretty sweet. Depending who you ask, it looks pretty sweet. Oh, 72k though. 72 mil, that's tough. I don't know if I have enough money for the next quest. But we'll do our best. So I think that's all we need. Let's leave and I'll show you what the weapon does. So, the weapon is the Seal of Primal Shadows. And can you click it mid-battle? Yes, you can. So you can click it anytime, even before the battle starts, and it gives you this armor. You are already a Primal Shadow. Nice. So, what it does is, it's a Shadow armor. 40 light, 40 dark. So now, in addition to my neutral element armor and my light armor, again, invisibility cloak, just for taking screenshots. Now I have a dark armor as well, and it doubles as a shadow armor. So now I can defend against dark, light, and earth a little bit. So I should be pretty much all set to go for more quests. And like you saw earlier, the retro golden plate combined with a dark misc is enough to handle shadow quests on its own. But before you do that, let's see what the weapon does. So I'll tell you what it does as I attack randomly with it. It does melee damage or magic damage. You can toggle it to either, and it hits randomly with light or dark. And because it's hitting randomly with 2 elements, it does 1.2 times damage. Now, it's not really ideal to hit randomly with one of 2 elements when they're opposites, because if something's weak to one, it's probably strong to the other. So, not usually optimal, but it can come in handy. It has its uses. But more importantly, I wanted it for the shadow compression. The dark armor compression. There's a lot of things I can't do without more armors, and this is one of the only quests I could find where I could safely get a high level armor. So I'm very excited to use this. I'm very excited to have this, and you might notice, do you see that attack did dark damage? The armor also locks your attacks to light or dark, so I'll use a fire weapon. You'll see I'll still hit with light and dark. Grasp of the Gallon. Also, the attack animations are sick. What the hell? Nobody told me about that. Damn. Damn. I might have to use this on my main just for drip purposes. Hold on. Let me see the chance of the 4 hit versus the chance of the 2 hit. Because the 2 hit looks cool too. It's the same that the Ultra Guardian plate does sometimes. Okay, so I know I just hit the 4 hit like 5 times in a row, but apparently that's only a 20% chance of happening. The 2 hit is much more normal, and it does normal damage. Or it does, let's see. Okay, so the 2-hit attack does a little bit less damage than the 4-hit attack. But again, I'm mostly using it for defense purposes, so it doesn't really matter. But with that being said, that is the dark armor I've acquired, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap my stats to charisma, and then I'm going to go for another exciting armor. Okay, so here we are at the stat trainers. I just untrained. We're going to go strength, endurance, charisma. Now I'm happy to change around the stat build a little more later on into the series, and if you have an opinion on that, definitely let me know in the comments, but for now I want this super tanky setup because I'm doing something that's going to be a little difficult. Now this is actually a fan requested armor, but we are going to the Valley of Alnaphar, and I'm going to just read out the text because I haven't read this in so long, since I was a kid. Alnaphar. A hidden valley not far from Smoke Mountain. A woman called Halifax, wearing both regal armor and a strange shadowy robe, has appeared in town to tell you of this place, lost to memory for a long time. As you approach, the sulfuric clouds that surround Smoke Mountain seem to be replaced by the pure smell of a thunderstorm. The humidity is still in the air. The humidity in the still air of Alnaphar is a thick barrier protecting the dark volcanic rock of the valley, and something else. And here we are. Oh man, it's beautiful. My goat, Halifax. It's good to see you have come to Alnaphar. There are great challenges ahead for you. I have been the gatekeeper of this hidden valley for so long that it is hard for me to allow others to enter, but I have no choice. Here is kept some of the mightiest equipment ever forged in this world, the Overlord set and the Twilight set. The Overlord set consists of the Overlord's Dynasty armor, the Overlord's Legend shield, and the Overlord's Supremacy, a mighty burning sword. The Twilight set is made up of the Twilight's Mantle armor, the Twilight's Regalia shield, and the Twilight's Dread, a frightening spear made of bone. The Overlord set is guarded within the hollows of this gigantic tree, called the Tree of Kings. It once belonged to a great ruler whose name is now long forgotten. The Twilight set can be found buried deep beneath the tree's roots. It is said to be guarded by creatures not of this world. You may only quest for one set of items at a time. To get the most powerful items, you'll have to use all of your abilities. Which will you quest for now? So, take a guess. We just got a dark armor. Of course, we're going to be going for the Overlord set. This is a common suggestion, and I was actually hoping to go and get it initially when I started the series because there's a lot of great free-to-play fire armors, and I wanted to use a different one. During a hard climb, you notice that the rain tree seems to be grown from pure gold. You enter the castle resting in the boughs of the tree. Oh, look at that phoenix art. Wow, look at this. This is honestly just great. I've forgotten how OG it looked. I'm impressed with how quickly you got up here. Ahem. Anyway, this is the legendary Tree of Kings. Nurtured by wizards and alchemists for centuries, the tree is a fortress. Search the halls of the tree and the kings, and you will find treasures guarded by a variety of monsters. The items of the Overlord set are hidden here. Beware, for it is rumored the king's servants still roam these halls. Good luck to you. I'll be waiting for your return. I could take Halifax. Sure, why not? I can always push her away if I don't want her. But for those of you who don't know, this, let's see, what armor am I going to be? Retro Golden. Actually, I think Seal of Primal Shadows should be good here. Actually, you know what? We'll use the Seal of Shadows armor. That'll be fun. But for those of you who don't know, this is the oldest, one of the oldest Mastercraft sets. Is FO, okay. It's one of the oldest Mastercraft set quests, and because of that, you go from low level to high level monsters as you progress through the dungeon. Also, the heals are not as reliable, if I remember correctly. But Halifax seems to be an updated guest. Yeah, 105 SP. Or she's close to an updated guest. I don't know exactly what's going on. It would be nice to have an ice weapon for this quest, but I don't have one yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But these early monsters, I'm just going to speed through, so what I'm going to do is speed up the quest, play some music, and when we get to dialogue or high-level quest bosses, or near the end of the quest, I will come back and talk about the strategy. Okay, so first, demi-boss. I'm gonna change my gear so that you can see the boss. Who dares walk within these hallowed halls? I'm the hero. I've come to prove myself worthy of your legendary equipment. Then you must show me your might. Face me in battle. So, this is the first boss. He's gonna unlock the level 45 set. Should be fun. And of course, he uses the awesome armor animations. It looks like they updated him from the original, the extreme original version. You are not bad, young one. You may yet be worthy of my power. You have passed the first test. If you can reach my chambers alive, I will grant you another chance to prove yourself. This time, for real. We don't need the level 45 gear, so we're going to be journeying on and continuing the quest. Hopefully, I don't misclick story mode. That'd be a real bummer, but it is what it is. That being said, I'll turn off the audio and get back into the speedrun. Okay, so here we are fighting Geldar. You have come far, young one, but your journey ends here. I don't think so. I'll defeat you like all the others that have blocked my path. So be it. I shall have to show you the power of a gold dragon. And that's pretty much it. I think he's a normal light dragon. Let's see if I can. How can I skip my turn? Actually, I'll attack with the basic fist weapon because it's level 1. Oh, he has negative light resist. I can skip my turn that way. But let's see if he does anything special. He's just gonna attack normally and then do a breath attack. Yeah, okay. He's just a normal dragon, so nothing too crazy. So I will go back to attacking with Seal of Primal Shadows. Although maybe... Oh, my guess finished him. I was going to say I might RNG chain and keep him alive for a long time with the negative light res, but wasn't an issue. You are stronger than I thought. You may be worthy to carry on the legacy of my liege. You have discovered a mystical shop. We're going to be journeying on and continuing the quest. So, level 105 is when I'm a little nervous that I might get cooked by these fire monsters without any fire defense. So I've got 2 steps I can take. One, I can switch to Retro Golden Plate. First, it's FD, and second, the fire res is bad but not horrible. Student's Plate is a little worse considering it's neutral, take a little more damage. But I don't really think I'll need to. I think I'll be okay in the Seal of Primal Shadows armor. But I might have to buy the fire armor this time. We'll have to see. Okay. There we go. And we'll go back into the sped up monster killing mode. Okay, that one definitely took a lot longer, but you saw when I switched to the Nightbane guest, my sustain was pretty much solid. The only thing that was really doing significant damage through that healing was the salamanders, so I don't think I need a fire armor quite yet. I might get a little risky, we'll see. I'm trying to save gold, so getting a little iffy about it, but we're gonna keep going. Another enemy blocking my path, but I can't stop here. I'm getting close, I can feel it. I'm pretty sure this is just a normal Phoenix fight. Also, in case you didn't know, this is the bottle for the Celestial Phoenix, but with a little more pizzazz. They gave the Celestial Phoenix a little more pizzazz. But yeah, should be able to just attack this guy down. Shouldn't be too complicated at all. Oh, he does burn you, nice. Oh, okay. Cause the Overlord Phoenix to blaze even hotter. I wonder what that does. Maybe a damage ramp? I'm not really sure. Interesting. Well, the burn power is staying the same. Is he doing more damage? Hard to know from such a small sample size. I'm kind of getting cooked by this boss, but I also haven't had to use any potions yet, so I think I'm gonna hold off on buying the fire armor one more time. it'll move up to the next threshold. And as you may have seen, there's also all those potion bags in the continue quest. There's also all those potion bags in the quest, so I should be able to refill if needed. I was hit by a fireball, no big deal. Ooh, level 135 salamander. You know, I'm instantly regretting my choice of not buying a fire armor, but because the plan was I was going to buy the low level version and then work my way up, but I don't know if I have enough gold, so I'm being careful. But now I'm being anti-careful by not having a fire armor against the level 135 salamander. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to play this fight out. Oh, 251? Oh, that's nothing. I'm okay. Right? I'm okay. Let's see how much this SP attack does. I'm a little nervous. I feel like this might dome me for 1k. Okay, I miss. Let's see how the rest of the kill goes. I'll eventually run out of SP to have the guest every turn. I'll have it like 2 out of 3 turns or something. Maybe 3 out of 4. It would be a little bit nice if I had a ice weapon, water weapon, or a dark weapon. In hindsight, I should have gotten the temporary dark claw weapon from the battlegrounds. But honestly, I just forgot to do that. I even thought about it ahead of time. I was like, oh yeah, I'll grab that water weapon, but I forgot, so oh well. Here we are, but I'm not really losing HP, but he also hasn't landed his SP attack. So, you know, I don't feel too safe. Chaining on the light hits, damn. Okay, 700. That's bad, but not too bad. Yeah, I think I can handle that. So we might have to drink a couple potions in this level 135 bracket. But with that being said, I'll go back to killing monsters and put on some more music. Alright, we finally, oh my gosh, it's been so long I can't even speak. We finally made it though, Nameless King. It seems that nothing can dissuade you from your quest. I admire that. It is what drove me to become king. My rule was absolute, and this kingdom was to become a symbol of my dynasty. So, let's be clear, he just has a castle on a tree. Not a kingdom, but let's not split hairs, I suppose. What happened? Alnaphar is a hidden valley now, with few visitors. How did it fall from glory? Truthfully, young one, the Tree of Kings does not originate from Alnaphar, but another universe entirely. But our universe was falling apart. Boundaries between elements had fallen apart, and things seemed hopeless. Just some bad writing there, happened to the best of us. And so, in a last act of desperation, I used all of my magical power to transport us here. But the consequences were terrible. I and my servants became bound to this land as spirits for all time. Our legend has long since been forgotten, and with it, our own memories have faded. How can I help? Nothing can help us now. I can only hope to pass on my equipment and legacy to a worthy successor, that our legend may live on. Perhaps you are the one I seek. There is but one way to be sure. Best me in combat. Shall we begin? So here's the level 135 version. I don't actually know if we're going to fight a level 150. I haven't done the quest in a while, but I unsummoned the Nightbane guest last fight because I didn't want to waste my SP. I'm gonna see if Twilly can upkeep the damage. I don't think he'll be able to, but let's see. A little bit of harm damage from what? invisible status from this boss. Okay. Oh, he's got burn as well. Okay, I think we'll need the Claw Club, which is fine. Not a bad thing. And I'm looking, I could attack with the Earth Weapon, but I think the Seal of Primal Shadows will just slightly be better, so I'm going to keep attacking with it. Yeah, we haven't had to use a potion the whole quest, although I did have to switch to the FD setup, of course. Oh, interesting. Okay. He is hitting pretty hard, so I might have to eat a potion this fight. We'll see. Looking good so far. I'm losing HP, but not that much. My SP bar is also only depleting a little bit, which is nice. In case I have to fight the level 150 version 2, I'm saving my SP so I can use Golden Fury for as long as possible. But I don't actually know if I'll have to fight all 150 mobs or just the quest boss at level 150. But if it's just the quest boss, I think I'll be more than okay without the fire armor. But if it's a full set of monsters, I definitely want the level 135 King's Reign set for defense. Okay, he's almost dead. Should be dead on my next attack. Okay, there he goes. Let's see what happens. Ah, okay. Overlord's Dynasty. So it's only 10 mil. I actually thought it was way more, but so we'll buy this just in case. I might not need it. I could also get Halifax, but I don't think I want Halifax. Also, it's a summon, so MP upkeep. And then this Phoenix Pet, quite bad. The shield, I mean, it's just kind of dog. Like, it's okay, but it's not great. So we're gonna leave with just the armor. Let's make sure I bought the armor. I did, I bought the armor. Awesome. Even if they're past my own legacy. If you can defeat me at my absolute peak, I will imbue my equipment with a greater power. But you had better be prepared. This fight will challenge you beyond that of any other you have faced in my kingdom. Fight the Supreme Overlord. So I probably didn't need the fire armor. Oh, Halifax is here again. How did that happen? Well, either way, we've now got the Overlord's Dynasty armor, so our fire resistance is going to be 30. So we're pretty much fine at this point. Because the light resistance got lower, I think Nightbane Claw Club is going to do more damage. Hitting him with his own combo should be a nice, easy kill. Now that I have a fire armor, damage intake should not be an issue. Alright, so I'll see you guys when the kill finishes. It's getting a little dicey. I hope he doesn't do the celerity this turn. Ooh, not even close. Okay. I should drink a potion, but I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I shouldn't have risked it. No, Nightbane's got his ass. Ooh, not even close. Okay. Yeah, that fireball attack he was doing does huge damage. I don't know how he works, but we got him. We beat him. So we could get the Liquefactor. It's a melee weapon? Hold on. Oh, I didn't know there was a melee version. Let me actually see what this does. Hold on, I'll Google it. Okay, so the Liquefactor is okay. It's definitely usable, just very much not great. Also, you may have seen in the fight I unsummoned the Halifax. That was because I realized she was an older version of the guest, and one, she didn't have enough SP upkeep, so I knew she was really low level. And two, she was just ass, she did no damage, so that was that. But we successfully took on the Overlord set. You have found the treasured set of Overlord equipment. You can now return to town or go for the Twilight set. Leave Alnaphar. So yeah, we got it. We got the max level set, which is very exciting. Supreme Overlord's Dynasty. Look at that fire resistance. 40 fire resistance. Once I get a fire shield, soon TM, we'll have that full fire defense. For the moment, we're rocking the neutral shield, so 27 defense, but still very exciting. So this episode actually took a longer time to record. Those two quests just took a long ass time to complete, especially the Alnaphar quest for the Overlord set, or the Rain set, depending on who you ask. But that should be pretty much it for this episode. We made some awesome progress. We can now defend against 2 more elements than we could before. With the Dark Mist as well, our dark defense is pretty much like, down to 13% with that 50% damage reduction, which is awesome. Very exciting. So we have full defense for 2 elements and almost full defense for 3, if you count fire with neutral armor. I think we're in a good spot to go do some more quests. I do need more item recommendations though, as a couple of them I did 2. I got the Seal of Primal Shadows, which is a very underused weapon, and I got of course, the Overlord set. But let me know what else you want me to get and what else you want me to quest for.